Welcome to my channel, Just For You, where reality gets personal. I'm Bruce, and we're about to dive into another unfiltered journey. Ready? Let's go. Your brain is the control center of everything you do. Your thoughts, your movements, your personality. Without it, you wouldn't be able to walk, talk, or even be alive. Or would you? Believe it or not, there are real cases of humans living without most of their brain. These people shouldn't be alive, but they are, and scientists are still trying to figure out how. In this video, we'll uncover the bizarre medical mysteries of brainless survival, shocking scientific discoveries, and what this means for the future of human intelligence. Stick around, because the truth is more unbelievable than you can imagine. To understand how someone could live without a brain, we first need to understand how the brain works. The brain is like a supercomputer that controls every part of your body. It sends signals through the nervous system, telling your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, and your muscles to move. Without a brain, these processes should stop completely. But incredibly, there are exceptions. In 2007, a 44-year-old man walked into a hospital in France with a mild headache. When doctors scanned his brain, they made a shocking discovery. Over 90% of his brain was missing. Instead of a full brain, there was mostly fluid inside his skull. Yet he was a fully functional adult. He had a job, a family, and no idea he was missing most of his brain. Doctors believe his brain had slowly shrunk over time due to a condition called hydrocephalus. But here's the real mystery. How was he still alive? Neuroscientist Dr. Lionel Fouillet, who studied his case, found that his remaining brain matter had adapted, reorganizing itself to function normally despite missing most of its mass. His IQ was slightly below average, but he lived a completely ordinary life. Scientists believe the brain is much more flexible than we thought. When part of the brain is damaged or missing, the remaining parts can take over its functions. This process is called neuroplasticity. In other words, if one part of the brain is lost, another part can rewire itself to do the same job. This is why some people can survive major brain injuries and still function normally. But what happens when most of the brain is missing? Believe it or not, this isn't the only case. There are stories of children born with almost no brain who still manage to survive. Some babies with a condition called anencephaly, who are born without most of their brain, still breathe and move for short periods after birth. And then there's the case of Phineas Gage, a railroad worker who survived after an iron rod went straight through his skull, destroying a huge part of his brain. Yet he remained conscious and even spoke moments after the accident. These cases prove that the brain is still a mystery, and we may not fully understand how much of it we actually need. These medical miracles raise big questions. Could humans function with artificial brains in the future? How much of the brain do we actually need to stay alive? Could we transfer human consciousness to machines? Scientists are still trying to figure out the answers. But one thing is clear, the brain is far more powerful than we ever imagined. So can humans really live without a brain? Not completely, but the fact that some people have survived with barely any brain at all is shocking. It makes you wonder, how much of our potential do we actually use? And how much more could we achieve if we fully understood the brain? Thanks for watching, but more importantly, think better. Hit that subscribe button for more.